Tisket a tasket.
Nice.
You know what's weird? Using my phone, I can't see the chat or anything. So you will definitely have to be
Really?
bringing up the chat. Yeah, I can only see me and you, and I can't
Oh,
even
okay.
change my logo.
Oh, shit. Well, we'll just look at a gray disc all night.
It's fine. People just are here for my luscious voice and me singing. I'll just sing a lot more tonight for the viewers.
Oh, boy. Well, so welcome back, everybody. We're going to have some fun tonight and just talk about some of our favorite characters, some really popular characters, and talk about how overpowered they are,
And
and how
the
ridiculous some of those powers are.
and the reason we're doing this is because Derek was doing the Spawn cover. What would you call it? What's it called?
Spawnuary,
Contest.
Spawnuary. Yeah.
And I actually, because Derek was talking about like what he would draw and stuff, and I was like, well, I know Spawn, his cape does stuff and chains. And then I went to read because I was like, you know what? I really don't know what his powers are, just that they're from hell. And he's
Yeah.
got like 25 different powers. It is redonkulous.
Yeah. So
Like,
Murph said, I mean, Mobig says, "Hail Murphette." Can you see that? I love it. Hail Mo, good to see you, man. And Hail Crazy
it's been
Man,
like
good to see you
half
too.
a year since Murphet. Like, I thought it was dead and buried.
Yeah, no. Shit, it won't load. I'm gonna load up what I drew. Some of you may have seen what I drew for Spawnuary for the Spawn Challenge. Last week I was drawing one during the live stream, and I actually scrapped that whole drawing and started over.
I feel lied
So,
to.
do you? Why?
Yeah. Because I saw what you were drawing, and that's not what the end product was. It hurts my
Well,
feeling.
you know what? The
I've
end
been
product
swindled.
is better. The end product is way better. So,
I'd actually have to see them. Did you scrap it? Scrap it? Like you don't even have it at all?
oh gosh, I don't know if I do. I think I did scrap it because it was just not as good. So,
I
Crazy
mean, I thought.
Mad already has his question of the week up, but we'll get to that in just a moment. What were you saying?
I mean, I definitely like what how you finished it, but I thought the first one you had was good too. What didn't you like about it?
Um, there were just things that were not working out for me. Some of the like the way his hands were coming, and it was looking like he was balling up the power, like trying to ball it up and shoot it. And I was like, that's not really how he does it. It just didn't look right to me. So I was like, throw it out.
Okay.
Dean, welcome.
Get it.
So Mo says Superman's overpowered, but it makes sense because he represents the American way, and America is overpowered.
Ooh.
Boom! That question's going to get these dudes way too excited. He means food. Question of the week. Well, we'll get there. I'm having some
Oh, I have no
laptop
idea what the
trouble.
question of the week is. So with Mo making jokes, I don't know until I'm going to see it.
Yeah. I'm having some laptop trouble logging in on my other computer so I can show my screen. So we'll see. We'll see how else I can show it. I don't know if I have it anywhere else. And if this isn't going to load up right, I'm screwed.
Why were you going to draw tonight?
No, I was just going to show everybody my Spawnuary.
Can't you show it from your Twitter account?
Yeah, I could do that, I guess, but I don't know. It's not as good. I'll have to give it a minute. We'll get back to it. So, a birdie told me that you disavowed me, Mo Biggs. Oh, shit. That's not good.
Uh-oh.
Not good. We got trouble in the forest.
Trouble in Paradise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a song, but it sounds like it should have been.
Oh, boy. I don't know if you're being serious, but no, never done anything that could even be misconstrued as that. Crazy mad. That's crazy. Here we go.
I'm interested, though. They got me hanging on
a
cliff here.
Drama farming. We're not doing it. We're not doing it.
Yeah, you're right. No drama.
Okay, let me see here.
Drama is fun though, but yes, no drama.
No, shut up. No
Uh,
drama.
no drama. Shut up.
Yes, exactly. That's right.
Uh,
Um, something about me being on Comics Mate. Oh shit. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Here we go. So as soon as this logs in, I'll show you guys. But yeah, so we're going to talk about a few characters that we all know and love, or know and hate, depending on how you feel about some of these characters. But yeah,
I don't hate any of the ones you're going to list. Actually, I'll probably bring up some as we talk.
Well, there's even more that I thought of, and that I looked up some lists too, because I was like, man, who is overpowered? And I think there's quite a few characters, especially in the Marvel universe, that I think are way overpowered.
Well, what's interesting is when it comes to mutants, when Hickman did his House of X,
Yeah.
he actually, there's either 4 or 5 different mutant levels. And the top level, why am I forgetting what it's called? It's not like Maxim. It's something, and that level means your power, if you want, can be unmeasured. Like Storm and Magneto are considered that, where her controlling the weather and Magneto controlling magnetism, it like they can go above like what you know, if that makes sense. Like,
Okay.
is it alpha? Are they alpha mutant? What
So
is that term?
It's beyond. Wait, what is the top level mutant before that? Was it Omega level?
You know what? Maybe it is Omega. That's the top. Because like Jean Grey and Storm, Iceman, Magneto. There's only a couple. There's like 10 of them that he lists.
Well, you know Magneto's off the charts. I mean, we've known that forever.
Yeah, because he can like control the Earth's like tilt and everything like that if he wanted to. Like if he but like I don't even think Professor X is Omega because he needs what is wrong with my head tonight? What's the thing the machine he uses? Cerebro.
Oh, Cerebro, yeah.
Yeah, he can't do that on his own. He needs Cerebro to magnify his powers, where Jean Grey isn't like that. Like, at least now with Hickman, like she can tap into the Phoenix. So like Jean is really overpowered, and like Storm with controlling the weather is. And so yeah, I think it is Omega. And I think there's only like 10 or 12 Omega. And I know Iceman's one of them, because like Iceman can just take all the air and make like the world an ice ball if he wanted to. Like,
that just seems stupid to me, because he never used to be at that level. He used to be okay, but he wasn't like that. I mean, that's.
I will say though, they have slowly, because there was a Uncanny X-Force. I think the team they were fighting Bobby for whatever reason. I don't know if it was the real Iceman or if they were using, and Wolverine was even like, I always knew if he could push himself, he could do this, where he could like make like ice men to like fight like an army of icemen.
Damn. Sometimes I hate the way writers think. You know what I mean? Because like, what the hell's, just stop. Yeah, of course he can make icemen. What the fuck? That doesn't mean they move. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Ooh, he made Frosty the Snowman. He's an Omega level mutant.
That's I know.
I've ever heard.
There's 10 or 12 of them, and I definitely know Iceman, Magneto, Jean, and Storm are in it. I can't think of who the other ones are.
Welcome, Shadowpunk. Thanks for coming back, man. But he says Wolverine is overpowered. But see, I think Jean Grey is overpowered. I think
she is now. She used to not be, but she is now.
I think she is. Yeah.
I mean, before the Hickman, she's been dead again for like 15 years. She died in the early 2000s.
But so Mo says, are you guys really going this hard into the weeds, this deep into the weeds, after nearly destroying your channel last week?
How were you supposed to destroy it last week? What happened last week?
Because you guys didn't respond to the chat at all, and I was drawing, and I didn't respond. So because I was drawing, so
Oh,
everybody was mad, and they were like, they haven't been responding to us for like 10 minutes at a time, whatever, however long. And I was just like, I'm trying to respond as much as I can, and I would go back through at a time, but then let you guys talk. But we're usually much more responsive to everybody, so we apologize to the chat for that for last week. But it's not often
that I call
during the stream.
It's Derek. Derek's in charge of that, so it is Derek's fault.
No, you have just as much power to talk to the chat on your computer as I do.
Not now that my computer's dead right now. I don't. Tonight I don't.
That was last week. This is now. That's different. So no, but the discussion was good last week.
Lord of the Rings.
It's just that we got to be more responsive to the chat. And to be honest, I hate going into a show and nobody's responding to the chat. That really upsets me because I'm like, look,
I do notice that.
And it's kind of a pain in the ass. So people need to respond, that's for sure. But we're very good at that 98% of the time. So the 2% that we're not, come on, guys. We're back. So
we're back.
Topic, Overpowered Heroes. Okay, guys, let's go 20 minutes on Greek alphabet. Well, but when you're thinking about those Omega level or whatever they call them now, level mutants.
I do believe it is Omega.
And I want to say I think mutants in general are somewhat overpowered because they're tending to make them like super strength. They have beyond, they're already, just because they're a mutant, are already beyond a normal human. Just because. And I kind of hate that a little bit.
That's the purpose, though, why they were created. Is Marvel was like, are people going to keep falling into these experiments?
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you got a mutant, they could have a dumb ability and not be any better than anybody else on the planet.
There are some with dumb abilities. It's called the Morlocks.
Well, yeah, but not all of them have dumb abilities. They may not be as useful as some, but still, they'd be more powerful than humans.
There's an X-Men that all he can do is translate any language. That's his mutant power.
But that's friggin' cool.
It's cool, but he ain't fighting anybody with that.
No, but that's what I mean. That's one of those things where he would be, he wouldn't be that big of a character maybe, but you could use him like here or there. He could be, maybe he's the average Joe kind of mutant. You know what I mean? Like, I think having that kind of, and I hate to say this word, but diversity in your characters is better than having everybody be Omega level and just kill everyone all the time.
No, but ridiculous. A lot of the X-Men, like the X-Men are, let's say this, mutants at the Xavier school. There's tons of them that aren't X-Men. Like, there's only 20 of them that are X-Men, and then there's like 500 that just have weird, and there's a Birdman, a guy who looks like a bird.
I know,
that's
all I've seen that. Yeah, he's got that big beak face. It's really dumb.
Yeah.
So Shadowpunk, I'm the chat antichrist. No, you're not, man. No, you're not. B Rose is in the house. Welcome, B Rose. Good to see you.
B Rose.
Dazzler's overpowered.
When you think about it, though, music's going around all the time. She could do a lot with it. She go to a concert, she fucks things up.
Right.
Yeah, Cypher.
Cypher.
Cypher's the one with the can translate.
Yeah, Dirk watches one super gay episode of The Last of Us, and now he's preaching diversity and inclusion. See what I mean? I hated to say that word. Oh, pigs. I hate it. But that's okay. I'm just, for me, I want some I want different level of characters, and that's what I think's cool about Batman way back. Batman now, hell no. And we'll get into that in just a few minutes. Let's go up to the question of the week from Crazy Mad. We got brats, hot dogs, or sausages.
Oh.
What do you think?
Okay, I'll only say this. If it's a hot dog at a baseball stadium, yes, because they're amazing. A good hot dog. Now, the ones at Yankee Stadium, me and my dad used to go to the Yankees games in the 90s, and their hot dogs, dude, man. Whew,
really?
Yeah. Real good, man.
When we go to baseball games, I've had hot dogs there, and I'm just like, I'm not that impressed. So maybe it's just the places I've been. I don't know.
Have you been to an Indians game? Like, do they not have good food there?
Yeah, I've been to Indians. They have good food, but I didn't think the hot dogs were all that. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's okay. It's a hot dog, but
Now, when he has hot dogs, can we consider Coney Island hot dogs where there's chili and mustard and all that stuff on it too?
I don't know. I mean, I think that's a lot different, right? You're barely tasting the hot dog at that point.
What do you put on a brat?
What?
What do you put on a brat? Like sauerkraut?
A brat? You call it a brat? It's a brat, Bratwurst?
Maybe.
Not bratwurst. What the frick is wrong with you, man? You friggin' Pennsylvania people.
Tomato. Potato, patata.
No, it's not. It's
potato.
Dirk's had. Oh, here we go. I drew for you guys last week. This is
dude. You didn't even read it out loud yet.
No, I'm not reading it. Damn it, Mo.
This is what happens when we suppresses the chat. It's like having a teenage child. You know they're going ravenous now.
This is your fault. You talked and didn't respond to anybody. I was actually busy doing work, and you let it go. What was wrong with my statement? Oh man, my words with his dirty mind. Oh man, right? Yeah, I twisted that somehow, Mo. I don't know what I did. Okay. So what's everybody think? Brats.
So wait, it was hot dogs, brats, and what else was the other? Sausage. Sausages suck. They suck.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
I mean, well, I like kibasi. I guess you could consider kibasi sausage, but other than that, I don't like your regular. I don't like your breakfast sausage. I think I don't like it.
You are stupid. Breakfast sausage is awesome.
Yeah.
Man, you guys got to chime in here. I'm not hearing you respond about this at all. And
they can't be like we're anti-chat and then the chat.
I like brats. I would pick brats over hot dogs, but I would pick sausage over brats.
Oh wow, you're putting sausage above above the other two.
Yeah, but now you've added breakfast sausage, but I think
I like a sausage.
Have all kinds of different flavors in them and like a different mixture than what you would do for a brat. So
now I will eat a breakfast sausage if it's on if it's a sandwich, like an egg, cheese, sausage. I do like that. But like just your sausages by itself, I'm not big into that for breakfast or any other. Is kibasi a type of sausage or no?
I would say it's sauce, it could be on the sausage end of things, yeah.
I do like kibasi. That is good.
Yeah.
That's one of those like Christmas things. I didn't get it this Christmas though. I didn't eat kibasi during Christmas.
Kibasi. You keep saying kibasi.
Kibasi.
Kibalsi?
Kibasi.
Is it kibasi or kibalsi?
Now I'm confused. I've always called it kibasi.
You're confusing the hell out of me.
I've always called it kibasi, and no one's ever corrected me.
Kibalsi.
I don't know if there's an L in there.
Are you saying kibalsi or kibasi?
Now I'm thinking too much because you did that.
You know what I say? Kielbasa.
See, I say kibalse. Kibalse.
Mo says is kielbasi like a kielbasa, and Shadowpunk says kielbasa, just like I do. Kielbasa.
So I say kielbase, like S-A-Y.
No, you said
kielbasa.
Kielbasi or something.
Kielbasi.
Like, yeah. Kielbasi. Or you said kielbasi.
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 Kielbasi. Get me some kielbasi. I go to the store. I would like some kielbasi, and they give me the kielbasi.
nobody's responding about this. Now, Mo said breakfast sausage is decent, but that's it. That's all we got out of this.
Well, because you're wrong. Then no one likes the sausage.
And Dean says, as usual, Murph pronounces it incorrectly.
Or correctly, and you're all wrong.
Murph's incel manifesto: kill bossy babies or bossy babes. That's awesome. So this is my Spawn-uary submission, guys. This is what I put in there. I'm pretty happy with it.
So is that a shadow of his cape in the background?
It's like a darkened, like a silhouette. Of the cape. It's the actual cape, but I wanted to give some contrast. And
so wait, that is still part of the cape.
Yeah, it's still
okay.
part of the cape.
I wasn't sure if that was a shadow of the cape or that was still part of the cape connected to the rest.
Yeah, right. So actually, damn, why is it not the high res? I do have a high res of that, but for some reason, it only opened the other one. I'm gonna have to open the one that's saved on the Spawn. For some reason, my laptop is really not responding to me very well tonight. But yeah, I put it on the Spawn template or whatever. So
you didn't read that right. He said, "Post a high res of that Spawn."
okay.
Kimobase?
What about Kimosabe? Kimosabe?
Kimosabe.
I thought Chemo was your best mate and Crazy was your best friend. He doesn't answer your phone calls. You guys are being ridiculous. Anyway, let me get over here and see what file I can get to because I'm starting to get a little annoyed with my computer.
You showing secrets here?
No, this is all my art. So
there's some Dean stuff in there.
Yeah. That was the first stuff I put on, Well, it's supposed to be opening. Come on. There it is. That's the one on the Spawn paper. That's how I submitted it.
I didn't know you could sing opera.
Yeah. So anyway, I am pretty happy with it. There's a lot of detail in there. Spawn is a lot of fun, actually. You can just do a lot.
He's a great designed character. Yeah. What's his name? What he did? He's a great looking character.
Yeah, and I just kept it simple. I was like, well, let's just do classic. Do some classic stuff with him. You got to have the chains. You got to have his cape, and you got to have him looking like he's mean as hell. And I kind of like whenever he has his mouth sticking out of his mask and you can see him like he's in torment. So I wanted that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I spent 2 hours talking to Dean last night about how Spawn would kick the Embrace's ass.
No, he would. Spawn is ridiculously overpowered.
Yeah, so we might as well just go into how Spawn is overpowered, right? It's Spawnuary, and in the spirit of Spawn, we might as well just talk about the powers of Spawn.
He literally, I'm not lying. He's got like 25 powers.
Yeah, it's really kind of stupid, to be honest.
It's just way too many.
Do you have them listed anywhere?
I have it in the tweet I sent you today when you asked me how he was overpowered. So,
okay. Well, I have certain things. Somebody posted on one of their articles, they said he can turn himself into a white guy, which I think is actually kind of funny. Because that's real stupid. Are you there? Where's Murph? Spawn would kick the shit out.
Can you not hear me?
No, you weren't talking. Nobody could hear you.
So when I go off this,
radio, welcome, man.
So I went to read that stuff and I was reading it out loud. I just thought you were cutting me off. So
nope.
Clearly, if I go off this webpage, you can't hear me.
Right.
Yay!
Okay, well, let me go to it because I have it posted on my phone. Okay, so I'm gonna post this article though because I think it's kind of funny. So this is my submission, guys. I thought it was really cool. And have you guys seen some of the art that is coming out for Spawnuary? Dude, people are doing some amazing pieces out there. I'm very happy with mine, but damn, there's some really good shit being submitted. I don't know how he's going to pick somebody for a cover because it's going to be tough competition. Anyway, I thought Dirk was about to go on a big rant about white privilege being the ultimate superpower after his diversity lecture earlier. Why is my stuff in your folder? It's not, Dean. It was the embrace art that I had on. It's what went on your box art. Over here.
Dean, he's stealing your art.
It's over here. So you guys can't all see me, can you? Let me go to here. So this box art is what is in my folder because I drew that. Anyway, I have it covered for right now because I was showing it off for a long time. But anyway, back to this. Let me stop this and let me share some articles about Spawn. Spawn powers. That is not right. That is not right. There it is. Let's share this one. I thought this was kind of funny. Spawn can turn himself into a white guy.
I thought someone was being funny. That's a real. He can really do that.
I mean, it happened. So I think they listed things that they've seen happen in the book, but I don't know if it's actually canon power. It's just stuff that happened.
Well, he can go in people's minds and manipulate them. So yeah, he can do it.
Not crazy mad. I haven't got into the fan art contest for this. I haven't done it. I don't know if I'm going to yet. So I did it once. I got on the box. I don't know if I'm going to do it again. We'll see. But yeah. So that's just one of the powers that he has. And let me go here. Nope, I'm the wrong one. We'll scroll down. He can alter his density at will.
Yeah.
Which is stupid as hell. So it says the combination of his necroplasmically charged, which is dumb word anyway, body coupled with the K7 letha, who knows what the hell that is, gives Spawn an indeterminate amount of physical ability. So basically, he's off the charts. He's able to punch through concrete and steel with ease, which, okay, he's that I wouldn't think is a big deal.
Wolverine can't do that.
No, but he's not a being from hell either. You know what I'm saying? So that makes sense. Still
saying Wolverine's overpowered.
Spawn's capable of withstanding immense punishment without injury. He's able to fly at speeds well in excess of 100 miles an hour.
I didn't know he could fly either, which that's crazy.
Yep. He can regenerate. He's able to heal even the most fatal wound in an instant.
Yep. In an instant.
Yeah, after getting incinerated by anti-spawn and has healed from continuous stabs by himself with a huge piece of metal and managed to survive via healing. I don't know. I guess he was stabbing himself. The writing on this is real bad. He's able to heal after getting torn apart. He regenerates entire holes in his chest, broken arms, missing hearts, and blown out kneecaps instantly with the use of his necroplasm. Healing, he can heal anyone else's injuries and their wounds, like the time when he was able to restore a child's entire chest cavity and heal a fatal gunshot on Twitch, the character Twitch. Though if he focuses hard on the healing power, he's capable of bringing back a person's life. What the hell? Energy manipulation, common range attack, as well as his preferred one. He shoots green blasts made out of necroplasm, which can vary the size of the blast. He can destroy the entire floor across the city and able to absorb all types of energy, even the entire energy supply of hell. Now that's overpowered. That is friggin' dumb. It's not that I'm not a fan. I like Spawn, but I mean, holy hell, when do we stop with the powers? I love
It's
Superman.
making Superman look a lot better.
I love Superman, but holy shit, man! Like, you got to stop with the powers and give these people some disadvantages and have limits to their abilities, because otherwise, okay, he
Yeah, I
can
don't even know how you
basically
can
kill
defeat
heaven and
Spawn.
hell. What's that?
How do you defeat him? What?
Right? Is there a way to defeat him, and
Well,
why?
he's
I
just
mean,
gonna
why?
tie him up. You just tie him up in a chair.
Yeah, so he
Up.
can't use his plasma, but couldn't he still blast his necroplasm?
I,
Spawn's
we still
able to
got like 20
manipulate,
more
create,
powers.
and breathe. He can create and breathe hellfire.
Yeah.
Hellfire is strong enough to incinerate, violator, and combust the human brain. He can blow the entire horde of men with his fire powers.
Which I don't even know what that means. The entire horde of men.
I think some of the writing on this wasn't well done, but hallucinokinesis, which is really weird.
Yeah.
Spawn's move where he can use illusions and hallucinates the opponent. He can trick them and can only use them if he feels outmatched. He can create figures of himself and show a demonic vision of his own hell, and once trick an opponent into killing themselves. What the hell? Exactly. So Superman has the power to erase specific memories with a kiss, but he's only used it once.
Wait, is that real?
Yeah, they used it in the movie. Right? Did they use it in the comic book or only in the movie? I know it was in the movie, but I couldn't remember if it was in the comic.
You're right. He did do that, didn't he?
Yep. And then Crazy Mad, Dr. Manhattan. Yeah, another off the chart character, but
Dr. Manhattan, that's a good one.
Yeah, there's like omnipotence, once they become omnipotent, it's like, okay, which that's kind of fun to play with celestial beings and stuff, but it's not fun to play with, I don't know, main characters don't feel like they should be that powerful to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. The way to defeat Spawn is to be his best friend and bang his wife. He's powerless against it.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, Terry. What was his name? Terry?
Mo Biggs.
Yeah, Terry. I mean, that's what happened, right?
That is what happened.
I mean, damn, it's really bad. But on the other hand, you're not wrong. You're really not wrong. Yeah, it was in Superman 2 when he kissed her and she forgot everything. And that's, oh my gosh, just some of the stuff they've done to Superman. I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually, I love Superman, but I hate all of his powers. I wish he only had about 5 powers total.
Well, he's the Man of Steel, so his skin needs to be unimpenetrable. He needs the flying, he needs the strength, and he needs the eye lasers.
Right.
Maybe not breathing cold would be one to stay away from.
Well, to me, it's more like, he can be invulnerable. He can have that invulnerability. I like that. I like that he can fly and he's super fast. And then, give him like, I don't mind the X-ray vision. I think that's a cool power. And then maybe one more power to give him. But once you start giving him too many powers, he starts becoming too much and it's boring at that point, and then you lose people. But when you set limits, he's limited and then he gets a better story, I think, out of it. That's my thought.
I agree.
Mo says, I don't think he needs the eye lasers. Well, there's so many other powers to pick from. You could pick 5 other powers. Who cares?
Yeah, but I feel like that's one he's used a lot, though. Like, he's really known for that. Like,
yeah, I feel like he's well known for that. And but that doesn't mean he has to have them in every story. I would like to see a writer back off the powers and only use 5 or 6 powers and be done. And not give him much else, because I think that's part of seeing the hero overcome sometimes is when they have to use what they're given. I
didn't like the fact that he could run almost as fast as Flash. I understand being speed for when he could fly, but I thought that he could run that quick. Why do that when Flash has that,
Well, I mean, I don't think it's that he can run real quick. He flies that quick. He can fly as fast as Flash, It's not
Doesn't he run though? I remember in Smallville, the TV show, he ran against the Flash kid and they raced.
Yeah,
So
but I mean, Superman can fly. I mean, it doesn't matter as long as he's moving. Who cares if he's running or flying? It's the
well,
movement. And
in the
to me,
Justice League movie, at the end of the credits, they had Superman and him race. Was
yeah,
Superman flying or was he running as the
I don't
Flash was
remember.
running?
I don't remember, but I don't really care. To me, Flash is only a hair faster than Superman. I'm cool with that. Hail Felix, good to see you, man. But the point I'm saying is give him super speed. I like that he's fast. I like that he's super
That
strong.
that
You
was
know,
cool in the Justice League movie when Superman, when he was fighting the Justice League and Flash started running and he moved his eye, and I did think that was pretty cool. Him trying to hit the Flash as the Flash was moving fast.
oh, when
I,
he caught the eye of the Flash, like like he saw him.
Flash saw
Yeah,
his eye look at him from the side,
I like that too. But
and
that was a very
yeah,
small light out of all that other bullshit going on. But yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yes. Too bad the whole movie couldn't have been cool,
Oh yeah,
uh, but yeah, I just think limitations. I don't want to see them become so overpowered. And really, to be honest, when I was reading Spawn in the first 50 issues, is when I read Spawn. I didn't really read after that. Uh, he was still learning his powers, and so he was still getting the power drain, and it was going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was counting down to nothing on him, and that was interesting. And I liked that because he had to be very limited on how he used his powers, and
yeah.
it put him in a place of like a checkpoint. I have to be careful what I do. I can't just unleash. you know No, I don't mind if he unleashes and he gets a power and then he becomes pretty powerful, but damn, like look at this. He's a master of hand-to-hand combat and all firearms. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, I know he was a merc, but that doesn't make him a master at everything just because he's a merc. You know what I mean? Like, why not make him a master of like certain guns and certain weapons? But once you
Why
say
does he even
everything,
need guns? He can just put everything on Hellfire.
well,
What's the point?
you're right. But I mean, it's cool to see him use guns. So I mean, you got to go the cool factor. So let's just
Yeah, that
say,
is cool.
just watching him use guns, that's a cool thing. Um, but does he need guns? Hell no. Not when he can melt the gates of hell or heaven.
He's like, I want to make a superhero that's like Ghost Rider and the Punisher and
Right.
Wolverine and Hulk and Spider-Man. And it's like, you pretty much do everything.
Well, and then, look at this. He can teleport. I'm like, what the hell, man? What are his actual limits? Does he have limits?
I don't think so, dude.
So far, not many. He has internal organs but doesn't need them, which we know because he's been blown out several times and survived it all. So it's like, okay, he's kind of the dead. You know what I mean? So that's I wouldn't call that a power. He can draw power from carrion insects. Huh.
What does that mean?
He can drain worms of their nectar, their dark nectar. So he gets their dark energy from them.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
He can sense misery in others. I don't know if I'd call that a power, but
okay. Yeah, I feel like we can all do that, right?
Yeah. Yes. He can control nature.
Well, that's nice.
He can shift the nature around him. That's crazy.
Unless that means weather.
Yeah,
he can storm as well.
Yeah, which we heard he can create hellfire with, and breathe it. He can cure the sick and injured. Which hellfire it makes sense. He comes from hell, right? Like he's a creature like that. That makes sense to me. Mo says he's using
like
laser eyes too much to get rid of them. Superman shouldn't be faster than a speeding bullet. It's not important to his lore. Yeah, I think that is important to his lore.
I said he could be fast when he's flying. He just doesn't need to run fast.
Oh my
gosh!
Fly
fast.
Spawn should have the power of Baphomet's Baldo. Ah! Don't gatekeep my response to Murph. I didn't gatekeep it. If everyone can sense misery in others, that means you guys are doing this intentionally. That's awesome.
That's pretty good.
Look, I mean, what would you guys say? Do you like the powers that Spawn has? I think Spawn's cool, but let's be honest. I think this is a little much. He can resurrect the dead. He can cure injuries and the sick. He can completely regenerate himself, which that doesn't bother me as much because I feel like what's the point of being like from hell if you can't regenerate, right? Like you're scarier if you can regenerate, right?
That's a cool picture, though, them showing that.
Oh yeah, it is. But that's just the way I feel. He can mentally control his chains and armor, which that's okay. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. He holds around 6,000 souls within him called Legion. What?
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
So they filled him with a legion of souls.
Why not?
And then he can stop time. Which I'm like, what the hell? How's he stopping time? You know? I don't know. That's a little much to me.
After Spawn, I don't think we could really say Superman or Spider-Man or any of them are overpowered compared to Spawn.
I don't know. I mean, Superman is probably the most overpowered character of all time, though, right?
No, I'd still say Spawn.
Really?
You got Kryptonite, man. You can kill Superman. Superman's been dead. Spawn, like, can bring people back from the dead. Like,
yeah, I guess. I don't know. It just seems like a hell of a lot, and
it is
I don't
a
know.
lot.
I would not like it. Look at this: 6,000 souls. Dirk can barely hold Bill and Frank inside him.
Oh, man.
Not gonna lie. Now I'm doubling down on Spawn beating the brakes off Embrace. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think so. He's super powerful.
No, ridiculous. He could stop time. He could stop time, then teleport, then put the person on Hellfire. Bob's your uncle.
Than Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd kill Superman.
I do believe Dr. Manhattan is pretty OP. I mean, it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. But Dr. Manhattan to me is a one-shot character. Like, he's not an ongoing. I know they put him in DC to do extra stuff, but to me, I just think of him as a what if character. You know what I mean? Like, he's an Elseworlds character. He's not a normal everyday character. They're trying to make him that, but I just don't buy it.
Well, what's interesting though, Dr. Manhattan, because of his powers, I don't want to call him an aloof, but he basically doesn't care about your everyday. Like, he's not going to save somebody that's in a burning building. Like, he just doesn't care. Like,
yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he just has no care for anything. Superman has no chance versus Dr. Manhattan. I agree with that. You know, I was going to share Superman's abilities a little bit. Because I think Superman, I love Superman. I love Batman. Mm-hmm. I think, you know, I put a thing in the chat here, a poll. Have you guys taken the poll yet? I want to see what the results are if you guys have taken it. Go up there and look. And it asks, who is the second most overpowered character of all time? And I give you some choices between Spider-Man, Wolverine, Batman, and Spawn. And I want to see what you guys pick. You said it's Spawn. I think it's hilarious. I'm going to go in here and look in just a minute. But these are Superman's powers. So, and what's weird is with Superman, you got to look at the age that you're in because his powers change all the time. So that's what I have a problem with him too, is that every time we went through a different era, they changed his abilities.
What do you mean? Like, when were they changed? Well, didn't he used to jump instead of fly? Like, isn't that what he first started doing? Is he could jump tall buildings and then he started flying after?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Super speed, enhanced leaping. Yeah, he had advanced leaping. So he really wasn't flying at the beginning.
No.
So
that's why you said. That's why it said faster than a speeding bullet could jump over tall buildings with a single bound.
he could leap 1/8 of a mile over a tall building. And when Hulk first started, that's what he did a lot. He did a lot more jumping than what he does now. Seems like they really have Hulk. They have Hulk not jump around as much as he used
Well, I mean,
to.
in the first Avengers, he's jumping all over the place, and Thor Ragnarok, that's how he beats up Thor. He jumps up in the air, and then
Right. But I would like to see a little bit more. I liked when they did it in that first Hulk movie, even though the first Hulk movie wasn't great. I liked
that
when
he was
jumping.
running in the desert and then jumping
Yeah, I
up and stuff.
loved
That
when
did
he
look
was
cool,
jumping
yeah.
over the mountains. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And he looked like he was having fun, so it was kind of like
Yeah. I think they did some really cool things about Hulk in that movie, and the rest of it was trash. But yeah. So anyway, so like telepathy, X-ray vision. He has regaining his power level, power transfers. He sent his power into a woman to cure blindness.
Superman did that?
Yeah. In the Silver Age, then he had super strength and flight, vision. He had X-ray vision, super breath, mental powers, super ventriloquism.
What?
He could throw his voice across great distances. It was used to confuse enemies or protect his secret identity by tricking others into believing that he was in a different location.
That's interesting
So-
because they used that in the Justice League Snyder cut when he died. His voice opened up all the mother boxes of his cry.
Right. So this is really funny, and this is opening up a new part of the chat here. Why were Batman and Spider-Man even choices? So I'm going to go into that.
Yeah, we'll go into
Batman's powers are money and plot armor. That's not always true, though, Mo.
No. Batman knows like every hand-to-hand combat in existence.
So great detective, but he's still just a man. No. Batman has a power of nuh-uh because Batman somehow got kryptonite. Well, but that's the problem. Why would Superman even need to resort to subterfuge? And then Superman can be beaten by magic too. Yes, he can, but everybody just wants to go, well, just give Batman kryptonite and he'll defeat Superman. And I'm like, no, that's not true. Lex Luthor had kryptonite and he couldn't defeat Superman. And he is very smart. Lex Luthor is a very smart man. So
but the thing with Batman, it's like, oh, give him 5 minutes and he'll figure everything out, and it'll be okay.
Now, he may be able to plan the death of Superman. I think he could, but why would he? First off, which is real dumb.
Well, isn't that the Tower of Babel?
Yes.
When he has a plan to defeat every Justice League member, and they find out.
Yes, but my problem is that ever since they started messing with that, everybody now thinks Batman can just defeat Superman no matter what. It's not true. Superman, first off, Batman's armor couldn't withstand Superman's punch. I don't care. He couldn't do it. He couldn't withstand who's Darkseid. He couldn't Batman wouldn't be able to withstand Darkseid. I mean, if you say he's not OP, how does he dodge bullets? He's a man. He dodges bullets.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's just one of the easy things I can tell you why he's OP.
Yeah, because remember, there's that scene in The Dark Knight Returns where him and Catwoman are going to get Bane, and he's literally he just moves right and left as these guys are shooting into this black. And you could see him move every time they shoot, and he doesn't get shot. It's just
I like that he has bulletproof armor, but when you say he's just a man and he's got these abilities that he's learned, like he's learned every martial art or whatever, okay, but that alone is OP because one man to learn every martial art and master every one of them, that is ridiculous. So that's OP in itself, but. Okay, let's stretch our imagination and think somebody would have a lifetime to do that, right? And not be too old once he mastered them all.
Well, to me, what gets me is when I compare Batman to Daredevil. So Daredevil's just a man. When he gets the shit kicked out of him, he's bleeding all over the place. Batman is never bleeding all over the place. And Daredevil has extra senses where he can dodge. Because of the abilities he has, where Batman doesn't have any abilities, and he never gets the shit kicked out of him like Daredevil does. Like Daredevil's always bleeding. Like,
yeah, But Daredevil, I don't know if they have him dodge bullets. They probably do, but I just believe, if you're a normal man like that, having them dodge bullets, I think is ridiculous. Um, they always had Deadpool dodging them too, like that with his sword and shit. And I just thought, I don't know, man.
Oh, when they did that in that movie, yeah, that was
Yeah,
horrendous.
it's just crazy to me. So, um, Kiwi Skirt, thank you for coming. Good to see you. Welcome,
Hell,
welcome. Dodging bullets is OP. It's called strafing. So, I mean, but normal people can't do it. So if you're going to say Batman's a normal dude, then he shouldn't be able to do that.
yeah.
In my opinion, you know, um, I now do I think he's at the superhuman level. I do agree with that, and I would say he has to be for his intellect for one thing, but then but his ability to fight, and then also how he can take punches. I mean, he's taken punches from pretty powerful people and survived it all. How's he able to do that? That's
Well, because I
crazy.
thought it was hilarious in Batman vs Superman when they're fighting Doomsday, and Batman's just hiding under walls and like just because he can't. What's he gonna do to Doomsday? Like,
Look at this bullshit. This
what?
is worse than when Dirk tried to convince us Bill and Frank weren't woke. I mean, you guys can disagree with me or not, but I mean, I love Batman. So you're talking about somebody who loves him, but I would rather watch Batman the animated series. At least he got into a fight and he was like a normal dude. Like I want to see that kind of brawling Batman, Daredevil street level Batman.
Well, yeah, because when you take Batman out of Gotham and he's in the Justice League, how is he fighting any of Wonder Woman, Superman, Green Lantern? Like they're
Yeah,
foes. What is he
yeah.
doing? Like, what is he?
The only thing he can do is sit behind the chair and actually direct them,
Yeah.
from the computer. He should be the man behind the chair or in the chair for them, because he could direct them and give them, ways to overcome. But doing it himself just seems ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, you can list off the 10 biggest villains, and it's like, how does he fight Gorilla Grodd or friggin' Reverse Flash or,
Right.
all of Superman's villains, and I don't know who Wonder Woman has, but or Aquaman's villains. Like, what is he going to do against those people?
Yeah. Batman has no real powers. He just has money. And Crazy Matt says, I love Batman too, but he's not OP. I think they've made him OP. Dude, they made him a god at one point, right? In one of the books, like last year or a couple years ago, they gave him the god key or something like that, right? Didn't they give him
When he like the
something
God of Fear?
well, I thought he knew the mysteries of the universe and everything at one point, right? Like they gave him that recently.
Who knows?
It was something where I thought he got in like a white outfit and everything. Like they made him, you don't call that OP? I mean, what would you say?
Well, see, I don't think he's OP when he's in Gotham, but when you add him to the greater DC universe, it's like,
yeah, yep, I agree with that too because he wouldn't be able to hang with the guys in Justice League like that. At least not without having enhancements or something. So, traditional Batman, yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. He's a great character, and I love him.
Batman's top 3 of greatest character ever made for comic books. I mean,
Oh
he's
yeah,
the only thing that sells for DC now. There's like 10
and
comics
now
for
this isn't
Batman.
to say I don't like him in Justice League either, because I do like him in Justice League. I just think that sometimes you got to look at that and go, he's not. You can't just go, oh, he's just a rich guy. Not really. He's doing more than that.
No, he's brilliant. Like he really is. He's a
Yeah.
smart detective.
Well, and the way that
But
they're doing him in DC is sometimes he's like, I feel like he's sometimes on the level of Reed Richards. The way he figures things out and shit like that. It's ridiculous.
well, there is a guy. There's that black guy smaller than him, right? That has like a T on his face.
Yeah.
Is it Mr. Miracle?
Might be. That might be right.
Isn't he smarter than him?
Yeah, I think you're right. With the power of Tom King, Batman's able to challenge Spawn for the Cuck throne. Batman has a plan and money and armor, but Bane broke his back. Right, but how quick did he
That's a good
heal?
point.
How quick did he heal? And
How long was he out
once
in the
he
comics
healed,
for that?
once he healed, I mean, I've seen where he like punches Bane through a door. I mean, yeah, he's done some crazy stuff being a regular man. So being brilliant's not a superpower. There are brilliant people in real life. I'm not going to name names, but you know who I mean.
She talking about us?
He's probably talking about himself. Oh boy. Talking about us. No way.
Maybe he's talking about Crazy Man.
Never do that. But I do believe it is a superpower when you get to the level of Reed Richards and
Yeah.
like Ant-Man. When you're an Ant-Man, Reed Richards level, like in the Marvel Universe, Tony Stark level, yeah, I believe that's more of a superpower, in my opinion, because it's a leg up, it's a step ahead, you know.
Well, yeah, they're able to create things that aren't in our reality. So yeah, it's like, yeah, they're,
Yeah,
you know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah, because not only that, they're creating and solving, like they're solving like
Time travel and
time travel, things that we would never be able to solve. Even
Mhm.
geniuses now that are on this earth can't solve.
Mhm.
So yeah, you can leave it open to interpretation, but I just think, at some point you got to look at some of these characters and go, okay, where's the limits? Like, and I feel like sometimes Batman has no limit, I'm sorry, he'll never be able to defeat Superman in my eyes. Never was able to, never should be able to. Even if he has a plan to, it doesn't mean he would do it, or like he would take Superman on face to face, because Superman would obliterate his armor in a flash. He would do it so fast it would be stupid. That's why I just don't understand. Like, he's so fast, Batman would never see him. So how could he not defeat Batman? It makes no sense to me. I mean, I was leaving Who's Brilliant open to interpretation.
Nice.
I saw several people respond. I was like, okay, Murph thought it was him. Kiwi Skirt said them. So that's funny. I've solved time travel. Ever heard of Down syndrome Hitler? Oh my god!
Wait, what?
No.
What is he talking about?
It's too funny. I don't know.
What's Down syndrome Hitler?
Let me dumb it down. Mama always said smart is as smart does.
Laughs like a box of chocolates.
Yeah. I've never heard of Down syndrome Hitler. Oh, I started yawning. My gosh, I am tired today though. So anyway, I think we could even have more discussion about these characters, because I feel like we didn't even get into
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
The spider sense. How does anyone even ever hit him?
I mean, even Batman, man. Look, did you know his willpower like gave him the power of the Green Lantern ring? He's been resurrected, superhuman agility. He's able to walk on like tight ropes, like walk on them or run on them. Actually, not even walk. He can run on them.
I feel like he did that in that show in the 70s.
Yeah.
I feel like him and Robin have walked like tight ropes to get to something.
Right. Yeah. I just think some of the stuff they give him is crazy. But anyway, that's Batman. We already talked about Superman. I didn't talk about Spider-Man, but I feel like not everybody thought that Spider-Man was overpowered. I don't know if Spider-Man
so strong.
Really is.
People don't realize how strong he is.
But I think what's he able to lift? 10 tons?
Dude.
Right?
You're saying that like that's nothing. Like,
well,
you know how much 10 tons is?
Not compared to what Hulk can lift. It's way more.
Yeah, but I mean, he could, if a building's falling, he can like brace it, make it stop falling.
But he's still not at the level of those guys. I mean,
no, but his villains, every one of his villains he could knock out in a second if he chooses to.
Well, they talk about that. They talk about how he holds back quite a bit.
Yeah, he pulls his punches.
Yeah, which I like that. I don't think that's bad. I mean, it's interesting when you look at insects because they get that from a reason of why, how ants and spiders can carry more weight than their body, it's their body weight, and it's crazy what they can do. And so I kind of like
imagine
that
if we
kind
could
of
do
stuff
that.
because I feel like it's more based in reality. It's fantastic, but it's based in this, it's still grounded in this hint of reality. I don't mind that so much.
Well, I think the
Yeah,
spider sense is overpowered. Like, how
overpowered
would
means
anyone
too
ever hit him?
powerful even for a superhero, and I agree with this statement. What's that?
I was talking while you were reading that, so I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said with Mo, I think this statement is true. Superheroes are supposed to be super.
Yeah.
Murph, overpowered means too powerful even for a superhero. So it's like beyond. That's why I think Batman is beyond. He's
Well,
beyond the level that everybody talks
and
about. He's just a man. No, he's not. He does way more than just what a man can do.
and I say overpowered, it's they can do so many different things.
Yeah,
Like,
it's too many
again,
powers.
Wolverine can heal and he can sniff. Like,
Yeah, right.
that's it. He can't
Right.
do anything else other than that.
Well,
Heal
he can
and
heal,
sniff.
but
Yeah, he can heal and sniff. That's
he
it.
berserker rages, which is crazy. So that's a little more of a power. I would say that's superhuman level that he does that in.
Did they ever explain why he has that?
No, but it's
You're
true.
right.
Look at it.
He does have. Yeah,
it
he has
is.
this berserker.
I mean,
No, you're right.
human's berserker compared to his berserker level would be way different.
Well, I think you're right. I think it's part of his like with him hearing and smelling. It's part of his animalistic nature that he goes
Admiral
to where
all right,
he becomes like a killing machine.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry to interrupt. Admiral Wackass's IP is Down syndrome Hitler. I travel back in time to kill Hitler's mom, but I fall in love and get her pregnant. Right before I go back, I decide to try to finish the mission and kick her down the stairs, and that's how we get Down syndrome Hitler.
Oh my god!
You get Down syndrome by getting kicked down the stairs. That's how it happens.
That's hilarious. Oh my god! Kick her down the stairs. I can't believe
you guys are making fun of Down syndrome. My gosh. Terry McGinnis was Batman Beyond. Yeah, you're right. I know Murph's logic is flawed. It didn't work though. He still made concentration camps. They just had tetherball poles. Hey Edwin, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Oh God,
that's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's funny though, crazy mad. But I just think you can have too many powers and it becomes boring at that point, and then they have no limits. So Spawn basically has no limits. No limits.
Well, because on Doctor Strange's end, he can do tons of things, but he has to learn spells, and I think even with that, it's not automatic. Like he has to remember stuff. So to me, that's you know what I mean. That's a little different. Where just Spawn seems like he could do whatever he wants to do whenever because he just can.
Yeah. Theo Vaughn beatdowns when he
was young. I was going to bring up Silver Surfer because I don't know Silver Surfer's powers. What can he do? I know he's a big, but I don't know what he can actually do other than surf.
I would have to look that up too, but I don't know if he's OP. And plus, I guess I look at celestial beings or even people from space as having just a little bit different power set.
So even like Thor, you feel like, oh, it's okay because he's from.
Yeah,
he's not from Earth.
Yeah, because they almost come from like a godlike.
So Green Lantern and Superman, because they're more.
Green Lantern's a little different, but but Green Lantern has its own limitations and power set,
Yeah.
So what's it say? Testing the limits on heroes is fun and a challenge, as I'm learning currently. Yeah, it is. I mean, I just think you got to watch because I think what the tendency to do is to adapt these characters to the times or to change them. So that's what happened to Superman over the different ages. They kept adding powers as he went along, and it just got to a point of ridiculousness. They even say Superman can shapeshift now. You know what I mean? Like he's been able to shapeshift, and I'm going, what the hell?
When did he do that?
I don't know. I read it somewhere, but it happened in one of the comics, and I was just like, okay, it's too much. It's beyond and I don't want to. I don't like. Why do I want to hear about that? It's too much. The writers need to get more creative with
Yeah.
a set of powers and limit their characters, because the
Yes.
limitation is what brings the humanity into the story.
Like
Right?
Daredevil.
That's
He's
how you
getting his ass
access.
kicked all the time.
Yeah. You want to access the humanity in the characters. That's how we identify.
Yeah.
And when I say identify, I don't mean racially identify. I mean, we connect with the heroes. Spawn had to learn everything too. 300 issues in, he's still not perfect. Yeah, but he's still OP, dude. he can basically kill hell, which is ridiculous.
He could literally say, "Time out. Time is stopped. I will teleport, and then I'll just spawn out." Like, what are you going to do to
that? It's ridiculous. Plus, he can instantly regenerate after being obliterated to nothing.
Yeah.
So, sexually asphyxiated David Carradine is Down syndrome Hitler's archenemy. He wanders the earth looking to defeat DSH. Down syndrome Hitler.
Going on here?
This is crazy. Okay, don't know enough about the subject and got to go do some Duolingoing. Catch you later, hand pink waving. Hey, see you, Kiwi Skirt. Thank you for coming in and hanging for a while. So, good job. You guys scared off Kiwi. Or was it Down syndrome Hitler? I wonder. Superman is a reptilian shapeshifter now. I mean, he's been able to shapeshift is what I have read, and I think that's ridiculous. What if Clark Kent falls off a horse?
What would he need that for?
He still has the rest of his powers. Well, that would be an interesting story, though, wouldn't it?
Why does Superman need to shapeshift? How does that help him?
No idea, man. It's just one of those things. I think it's lazy writing. They try to create new things, and they want to put their own mark on a big character. I think that's really what it is. It's about ego. They should leave it well enough alone.
Yeah.
He's already a great creation. Give him a power set, leave it, set it, and forget it, man. Give him his powers and be done with it. He can't freeze time, and he doesn't instantly heal either. It's not what I've read, Dean. They say he can instantly heal himself. And so maybe I'm wrong, but they've talked about him getting obliterated and incinerated, and he can totally heal right then and there. So
yeah,
that's ridiculous.
So his kneecap got blown off, and he just recreated his kneecap.
Yeah, his plasma can just, there it is. Shape-shifting will come in handy when he's using his super ventriloquism. Yes, right. That's for Superman. And see, that's what I'm like. I don't hate Todd McFarlane, but sometimes you got to ask yourself, where the hell? And I think sometimes Todd, as great as he is, that doesn't mean he's figuring everything out. I think much like George Lucas did with Star Wars, I think he figures it out as he goes along. You know what I mean? And that's not.
You're telling me he didn't have this all planned out the whole time?
Right. You think he did?
No.
Not think he did. Because
he had
when
Leia and
Spawn
Luke kiss each other.
He had a power bar, and that power bar went down to 0, and then he had to find a way out of that. So then he wrote that, and then he moved on to other things. So it's part of evolution, but I just think they got to be careful where they're going with these characters. No, Kiwi is well aware of our humor. She watched every Blue Milk Social. Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
So we scared her off. We're sorry, Kiwi. Come back. Man, I missed Blue Milk Social last night. Yeah. Yeah, that stinks, man.
Yeah, that sucks.
I hope you and H still do some kind of show sometimes. Yeah, you guys should continue some stuff, man. Really. Why not? I think it'd be cool. But anyway. Oh, you don't know if you can get Ape. So you ought to ask. Do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure people would watch it. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I love Spawn. I think Spawn is really one of the best characters created in the last 30 years, to be honest.
Oh, he looks great, man. He does look awesome looking.
I just think that, I don't know. I wish Superman, I hate the argument that everybody goes and says Superman's overpowered. And I'm going, they're right. I hate the I hate to agree with them because I like Superman, and they're like, that's why I don't like him. He's too overpowered. And I'm going, damn, because Superman is pretty cool if you get down to the crux of his character, but you can't
Hmm?
because they can't see through all that crap. You know, they have to wade through all that bullshit with his powers that they can't dig. They can't get into it. So
That I know you don't like the injustice, but I like that because even though Superman's bad, like he looked at stuff being like, man, like I chose not to get involved in like world wars and people died where I could have stopped it. And so he kind of came down to this thing that I have the power to stop wars, so I'm just going to do it. And he stops all world wars because he's like, I'll obliterate you guys if you do. And out of fear, he kind of made world peace.
yeah.
So it is an interesting.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing with Superman too, is that I don't think he would want to go that far because he wouldn't want to tell him he would obliterate him because I think that goes against his moral code. You know
Well,
what
it
I
was
mean?
interesting because Batman the whole time was like to the Justice League members that sided with him, like he would tell Wonder Woman, like he's grieving. He lost his wife and his
Right.
baby and his city. Like this isn't who
Yeah, with
Clark
him getting
is. Like,
mean, he would do that. Under normal circumstances, he would never go that far. But
yeah,
would he try to stop the war? Yeah, of course he could stop it. You
because
know?
he looked at it that it was his fault that
Yeah.
whatever his city's called was destroyed. So
Right.
because he
Yeah.
looked
So
at it
no.
that he could have killed Joker anytime. And he didn't. And if he killed Joker before that, that would have never happened. All those people's lives, and
Yeah.
because he
So
killed
just so
Joker in a
everybody
second,
knows,
it was easy.
right? Just so everybody knows, there was no Blue Milk Social last night. I think that was confusing. Everybody was like, "What?" And Mo had to reiterate. He just
Yeah,
missed that there was no show last night. So, um, which I get that. I'll give it a
yeah.
shot next time. See him in the chat. Yeah. So, yeah, ask Ape to do it. That'd be great. So anyway, we're kind of going over time now, but I don't know how you guys feel about all this. I just wish they would back out some of the characters. I mean, I feel
I
like some
just
of
feel
these.
like Wolverine is not overpowered.
I
He
don't
can
know.
sniff and heal. That's all he can do.
It's not all he can do, dude. Like you're leaving out all kinds of shit. Like he can get obliterated and come back from. You could probably incinerate everything, but with just one little piece of his flesh, and he would come back from that.
I mean, that didn't happen in Days of Future Past when he got incinerated and just his bones were left.
Conveniently, but don't you think that could happen or would happen in all the other stories that have been written? I'm sure it would. So I don't know, dude. That's crazy. But I mean, it's a good power. It's a cool power, but
Hmm?
it's pretty damn powerful. Let's say that.
Well, I mean, but at least it's not like Wolverine's not the Deadpool, Sabretooth. Like, there's a bunch of healing
Yeah, but not
powers that people have.
I don't know.
Hmm?
It doesn't seem to be as big. Like Wolverine, just it's
What do you
ridiculous.
mean?
Well,
Like Wolverine has a metal skeleton, so it's hard to get at his heart and his brain. Where Deadpool, like his limbs can be detached. Like you can't really do that to Wolverine because of his
right,
bones. Like,
right. That makes him fun though. Deadpool's fun, but
oh, Deadpool's
Deadpool,
hilarious with his body parts.
Deadpool's kind of overpowered with that too, though. Because
Oh
of that,
yeah,
he can do whatever he wants to. So it's like it's really crazy. What'd you
yeah.
say? To be honest, that would have been cool if Wolverine got nuked and all that was left was the adamantium skeleton walk around like a Terminator. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Oh, that's funny. Claremont's better writer than most of the writers who would have had Wolverine survive the Sentinel attack. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I just felt like the creativity isn't there lately. And I feel like that's also why they write powers to kind of fit the narrative of their story. You know what I mean? They're not necessarily writing the powers around the story and making that superhero have to overcome. They're inventing new powers so they don't have to overcome, which is not cool.
Well, and I'll say this: Wolverine's, outside of his own label, he's on a team. Like if you're on a team, you don't have to do everything. You know what I mean? Like because you have people that can then do stuff to where.
Right. I agree with Crazy Matt here. When Magneto ripped his skeleton out, it mentally fucked him up for a long time, and I do
Yeah.
agree with that. He became real feral and
Yeah.
messed up for a really long time. Yeah, I agree. I hated that era. I really did.
Well, he looked terrible. Like the
Oh yeah,
design they
they
gave
drove him
him.
like shit. First off, but then beyond that, uh, yeah, it wasn't as I don't know. It just wasn't as cool in that era at
Well, I
all.
mean, it was cool him get Magneto doing to that because that scene is horrific. And
Yeah,
then two finding out we didn't know till then that he had bone claws.
right. Hail Dojo, good to see you, man. By the way,
Hell
um,
Dojo.
say hello whenever we put your comment up there. But yes, um, yeah, I don't know, man. I can go with he's not too OP. I mean, some people are like, oh, but he can get away with anything, and I'm like, well, that's the kind of power he has, though. So I don't necessarily consider it OP, but it's pretty damn powerful. But it's not OP.
No, it's not OP.
Yeah, I feel like Batman can go into the OP realm though. He can take hits from superpowered beings and shit like that and survive. And I'm like, no, he couldn't. He'd be squished. He's a man, you know. He'd be squished.
Well, when you think about it, I mean, Professor X, if you're in a room with him, he's pretty OP because you can't do shit, man. You're
Well,
stuck.
and really, I feel like Professor X, yeah, he's one of the most powerful, of course. And I don't know, that's a pretty powerful power too. Just that one power makes him incredibly ridiculous,
Well,
off the
let's be
chart.
honest though. It's multiple powers because not only can he control people, but he also can talk to people, telekinesis,
Yeah,
which that's a different thing but I think that is cool that he can communicate to all the X-Men, especially if like someone's out doing something. It's like, hey,
uh-huh.
because they've used that to like trap the X-Men, where villains would be like, you know, Cyclops is like at the grocery store and be like, Scott, come to the mansion, we need you, and he goes there and then he gets trapped, and
Right.
you know what I mean. So
Yeah. Dojo says, I remember when Magneto was put on trial for killing the submarine full of soldiers, but Wolverine has
yeah.
killed how many? His plot armor makes him OP like Batman.
Well,
So
Wolverine has killed a
I
lot
understand.
of people. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
killed
I
a
understand.
lot of people.
Talking is telepathy, Murph. Telekinesis is moving things. Yeah, kinesis is the key part of it. Um, which yeah, telepathy is the
Yeah.
communication. Um, and I like those kind of powers. Those are pretty cool. But once again though, the cool thing about Xavier is the fact that he's stuck in a wheelchair
Yeah.
and he's got limitations. You know what I mean? His
Mhm.
body has limitations. Um, he's got to overcome that, and they usually make him have to overcome that. I can't stand when they just write, oh, he got a new power. He was able to, you know, uh, telekinesis his body out of there or something.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm just making shit up, but it's like they could
Well, they
easily
did
have
that with Psylocke, that she moved her conscious into a different body.
yeah, but that's still part of what he's doing. You know what I mean?
No, she did that.
No,
That's
I
her part.
know. I'm saying I'm comparing those powers. That's kind of
Oh, I'm
what he
sorry.
does. He does those kinds of things. Um,
Which I think
but
he has done that, put himself in someone else's body.
yeah, but those kinds of things make sense with those powers, with that power set. I think there's certain powers that complement other powers as well. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And if the writer really knows what they're doing, they're going to spend time making that work, not making the story work or making the powers work so it fits their story. You know what I mean? It's just so ridiculous.
Well, I always thought it was cool with Colossus turning into metal that it's not like just metal skin. His whole body turns into it. So, like, his organs, like, he doesn't need to breathe oxygen when he's in that form. Like, you can't suffocate him, which I don't know why they've never done that where he's, like, been down under the ocean with Namor doing stuff. Because he can be under the ocean as long as he's in metal's form doing whatever
Yeah.
he wants to do. Like,
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. You could probably go in a lot of ways with some of those characters that they haven't done yet, but they have, they just haven't had the creativity to do it.
I don't know if
What's
does the thing need oxygen? Like, does he need to eat and stuff being in his rock form?
Who?
The thing.
Yeah, he eats. I don't know if he needs to eat.
Does he eat for pleasure, or does he actually need it? Like, does he breathe? Does he?
I think he does. I think he still does, but I don't know. I don't know.
When they fought Namor, is he in like a scuba gear, or is he just down there?
Dojo says yes. He does have to eat.
But the thing has to breathe too, so
he does
he'd
breathe.
Be screwed.
He's still got his mouth and nose holes, I think. So, yeah.
So does he bleed?
Dr. Doom has done it too. What'd you say?
Does the thing bleed?
No. Not that I know of.
So does he not have organs then?
Good question. I would say probably not. I don't know.
Well, then why does he need to breathe?
It's a good question. I don't know. I've already said I don't know his character enough.
You really should, though. You're a Fantastic Four fan here.
I like Fantastic Four, but I'm not a major fan. I mean, I like him okay. Never got into it enough to know that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have organs when he's drawn by J. Scott Campbell. So yes, Deathlock shot him and he bled in Marvel 2 and 1. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think he bled. Interesting.
So it's just his skin that's rock hard. Then he does have organs and everything like that under the rock.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I have no idea, man. I have no idea.
Well, because I always wondered, is his eyes, are they rock or are they still pupils?
You're asking so many questions. I had no answer.
So if you ask these questions about the X-Men, I have answers for you, Derek. I feel like this is one-sided with comic information.
Characters that I care about. You're not asking any.
Well, you say you care about Superman. You didn't even know he jumped over tall buildings instead of flying at first.
I forgot about that, but I always thought he had flight. I just thought the leap was one of the extra things he did. Okay. I thought he could do that because he could fly, but no. It wasn't that way. So, yeah, his rocks are epidermis. And yes, he has, and eyes. Okay, so there you go.
So they could poke him in the eye and he's screwed.
I guess.
Go for the eyes, man.
Right. Well, I think we lost a lot of the chat. They must have moved on to some other show at 9:00. But that's okay. We got into some of the powers. So we were saying Spawn is definitely as OP as it gets. I think he's probably I'm going to see what the poll says. And the poll says Spawn at 42%. He's the most OP. He's the second most OP character of all time. Oh, there's no other shows. We just put him to sleep. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Hey.
So wait. So you guys don't like talking about this kind of stuff? I thought you liked talking about comic stuff. No, you do not. I can't gauge our audience at all. I can't gauge them at all. They say they like draw streams. We draw, they get pissed at us. We start talking about comic book stuff, they get pissed at us.
We talk about giant mountains, they get pissed at us.
Yep. Mountains that look like giants, they get pissed. I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore. So maybe we'll call it a day.
So next week we're going to talk about oranges, and let's see how that goes.
I do, but it's hard to type fast enough to be in the conversation. Yeah, I mean, we'll come back and look at your chat. So it's okay if you don't get it right when we say it. We'll pick it up. Draw streams are fine as long as the person who isn't drawing reads the chat. Yeah, Murph. But we
I wipe my hands clean.
Coming your way, guys. I hope you really liked my Spawn. So we'll show that off once more before we get out of here. And I don't know. I like getting into some of the characters like this and talking about them because they are some of my favorite characters of all time. So I loved every character that we talked about tonight. I love them.
I wouldn't say I love Spawn. I have a passing interest in him.
Oh, I used to love Spawn when he first came out. man, I was really into it. And then it kind of went in circles for a while. And I thought, okay, I can only hang on to this Wanda thing and this, like his power level going down and almost killing him all the time. I'm like, okay, I'm like, we've heard this 5 comics ago. When are we going to move? And it just seemed to go in circles. And that's the reason why I kind of quit reading it. But thank you, Dojo. I appreciate that, man. It's my Sponuary submission. So, but yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. I love it. It's been a while on it, but I was happy. But anyway, I am trying to level up, guys. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to keep my art at a better level than what it was last year and get there to whenever, I don't know, as I'm working on book 2, I want book 2 to be exciting. So I'm trying to put the work in. We got a new logo coming still. Corey's still working on it. What else we got, Murph?
It's pretty much it. Once we get the logo done, we can actually then have the website and start putting our book on Amazon and things like that.
Yeah. So we pretty much got some things ready. So we just got to get it finalized there, get it on Amazon, and yeah, we'll be off to the races.
Yeah, it'll be our second edition, where the first edition's only like 100 comics that are out there for it. So it'll make the first edition very, very, very limited edition.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but that's okay, because that'll be really cool. Most people in our chat, I think, got it, so that's cool.
Yeah, everyone that supported us right off the bat, that's a huge hey. You got something, a limited edition.
Right. So yeah, I'm excited for what we have coming. We just got to get it rolling. That's all. It's been a little slow coming, but I mean, we've had some things to pick up on the first issue to get right.
Like and there's like always something happening.
Yeah, so
always some like disaster.
All that too, but once we get that behind us, I think moving ahead will be much easier. Not cheesier, easier. So
now I'm gonna have to order a new plug for my computer. All my stuff's on there for
new cord. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, it's been a good week. I guess we'll see what happens for next week. We'll try to pick a new topic, see if you guys will stay interested, stay in our show.
Yeah. I'll have to think about something really different.
My gosh. They just were not into it. I thought they'd totally be into this one. So hopefully we'll get some, like rewatches. But thanks for coming by, Dojo, and sticking around. And thank you, Mo. We will see you guys next week. And
same bat time, same bat channel.
There you go. Here it is.
Murph and Dirk and Dirk and Murph and Dirk and Dirk.